Hi there, it's Paul from Hurricane Forex, and I'm going to go through a few charts and show you how to use the indicator and with the alerts and everything. So you get an alert when there's one of these little arrows generated, which you need to pay attention to, especially if you're in trades on a particular currency. So going to just pick a chart randomly. Let's start with this one. So we've got lots of congestion here, so you can see it's trading within these two lines, and that's generally a rule to kind of stay out of it unless you get a proper break. Sadly, this is a proper break here, but that would be faked out and you'd actually make a loss on that one. None of these are proper breaks at all. That looks like a proper break, but it's not. You need to get, you need to be looking at, so your stop is here, you've got a buy on, okay, and your target is the first fib level. All right, so you take a buy on this one, it hits your first take profit, and look what it does, it congests again at that fib level. So now we're waiting for what you can do is actually put your take profit at the second fib level, and then just be aware that if you hit a sell signal, then obviously close the trade because it's not going to make it. Bit more congestion, then there's another buy signal after the congestion, enter the buy. Target could be the first one or the second one. In this case, because we've got a nice strong uptrend, you could just set it to the second one. If you're just trading ranging markets, I'd go for the first fib level because they're very difficult to predict. So here's your next trade there, take profit there, or you could wait for the next red signal, but there is a pullback here on this 61.8% fib level, so you wait for the next red. There's another buy. It starts getting a bit messy actually, but you'd enter the buy. Next target is the 100%. And what happens? Bang! It hits it. Now, when it hit the 100%, it pulls back, and then you start getting this ranging malarkey. That's because it's Friday. Okay, that's because it's going into Friday, and so you could trade. You could trade it off the 100%, but if you took the sell there, you'd be closing the trade at a loss, and to take the sell there, you'd make a small profit. And then take a buy here. Would you take another buy? It's Friday. I don't like trading Fridays, so that's kind of talking through a big trend like that, so you could get a few trades out of that. But what I'm really interested in is this sort of malarkey where you've got a nasty ranging market. Can you trade into it? Yeah, but it's not a good idea. So if you're sitting in a market that doesn't, look at the way it hangs around. I mean, this is Aussie New Zealand, which I never trade anyway, and the reason being that it literally does this quite a lot because they're quite correlated, Aussie and New Zealand, until here, where it did break out, and actually the behaviour of the market changed, and that happens quite a lot in the markets. It can be working in a really standard fashion. Like, I mean, that's from the 31st of August to the 9th of September. You can see that it's just ranged around, and if we look at a higher time frame chart, it is in a big uptrend on a high time. You can tell by this thing down the bottom here that it's in a big uptrend, and actually you can see it's in a big uptrend on the daily chart. However, so really I only want to take buys, and on the 4-hour chart it's slightly more clear, but this is your issue. This here is very difficult to trade, so I tend to look on the hourly chart, and looking on the hourly chart I see this, and that makes me really nervous about trading this pair. However, now I've got a good upward move out of it, I might be considering it. Just picking Aussie CAD is quite a good one to trade. So we're bearish, obviously, because you can see the market's moving down. I'm looking not to take buys into this area. I'd like to take sells out of it, but there are no sells out there. That's actually 10 o'clock at night, and you can see the market's at a stupid position. So I wouldn't be trading then anyway. I tend to trade market open and sterling. UK market open at 8 AM GMT. So for instance, if we take 6 o'clock in the morning, this is actually when I'm trading, so I'd have probably seen this signal coming in here. I'd be very happy that it's pulled down from there. Okay, so this is a good time to enter. First target's here, second target's here. Alright, and you can see there's always a pullback pretty much at the first, if you get the proper structure. And the structure I'm looking for I actually mark out, and I go through this quite a lot. This is the structure I like. Congestion. Okay, after congestion it'll pull up a little bit, but we don't take that trade. Why? Because we know, because the market's bearish, and then it pulls back down, and then you get the signal. So that's my signal. So we've got congestion, up, down, first signal, and the first target is actually the first clear. So here I'm taking the signal on that candle, so my first target is there, and my second target is here. All right. Once I've got to the end of that, then sometimes you get this. That's a pennant. All right. And where's it? And we don't know where it's going, because at that point, and this was hitting Friday. I hate trading Fridays. I generally trade only first thing in the morning on Fridays. So could you have actually made money on these trades? If you were stupid enough to take a buy, you'd make no money at all. You'd lose on that buy. If you took a buy on this one, you'd make a profit, but only a small one, because you'd take your buy here and close it on that candle. If you took a buy here, this is why you wouldn't be taking buys. You could take sells, but then you would be taking sells. Why is that? Because you're in a downtrend. All right, so you could take a sell there, but again, the reason you wouldn't take it is because the target's really close and there's not a clear breakout. It's just a bit of a mess. All right. So we've got our last buy signal. Stay out of it. Really looking here, we're starting to move into a buy. You see the way that this market, those are getting close together. That's gone gold. That's a good sign of a buy. But it's Friday. Okay. That from there on in is Friday, which means I wouldn't be trading it. I might have traded this if I could. Steer clear of Fridays and Mondays. Fridays and Mondays are okay. I like trading Mondays, but I don't like trading Fridays. Here's why. Look at Friday, flat as a pancake. Let's just look at this one, for instance. Okay, so same picture. Look at this congestion. Okay, pull up. There's the first one. Here's the sell signal on that candle. Where does it go? First target, 2 fib levels. Congestion. According to this, that's the rally. That's the bullish signal. There's my trade. Next target. But I haven't now got the pattern I like. Okay, so there's no pattern there, so I'm going to just stay out of it. There is congestion here, so I might be looking on Monday for a short on that. So again, you've got the same pattern going on. If you got this, that's not trade. Okay, this congestion, buy, sell. Because we're bearish, it might be the other way around, obviously. Bit of congestion, buy, sell. A little bit of something, buy, sell. That's the end of that trend here. You can see it turns round and it goes up. Congestion, buy, sell. That's all you have to remember. Or congestion, sell, buy. So let's go to the next one. Let's just look at this uptrend. There you go. Look at this. Okay, so we've got slightly different configuration going on. So here's congestion. There's the sell. It didn't pick up. In fact, it's on that candle there. It's picked up the sell, but then we're actually into that buy. Congestion, sell, buy. First target is actually we're up. We can set our first target there, second target there. We then get congestion. We get a sell, then congestion, which is a bit back to front, then sell. So we're actually looking for a congestion, sell, buy. So we've got a kind of congestion. There's a buy. However, your stop would be here anyway, so you pull back, and you'd probably be okay for this buy here. Next target is there. Is the top of that one. It does actually achieve it. First target is there. So what you can do is if you hit that first target, sometimes it's safer to take profit at the first fib level all the time, because you'd have to. The problem here is it. So if you were going to target that top fib level, what you'd do is there, you close your trade, because you get a sell signal. The moment you see a sell signal on this system, just pull out. There's no point you staying in it. The market's going against you. Then we've got congestion, and there's no sell yet. The sell's up there, which is really strange, but okay. Then we've got our buy here. Okay, but that was on a Friday, and we don't like Fridays, so there's Friday there. So from here on in, it's all craziness. Okay. Next trade. Here we go. This is nice and clear. Congestion. Sell, buy. Up we go. Sell. Let's close the trade on the sell. Congestion. So there's a buy, a sell, a buy. But this is all really congestion. And actually, you wouldn't take that one. Why? Look at the time of it. It's 10 o'clock at night. You don't want to be trading at 10 o'clock at night, because what happens is the markets move across the world, and the margin, the spread, which is why this is here, tells you whether or not you should trade it, will rack it up. So you must not be trading at that time of night. So so if we just close F6, let's just get rid of those lines for a second. So congestion, sell, buy. You've got the pattern, but it's 10 o'clock at night. So this one was, again, 6 o'clock in the morning. How strange. How strange that at 6 o'clock in the morning we've got that buy signal that we want to take. Congestion with a sell in it, and then buy. Here we go. So rallies up, little bit of congestion with a sell signal. So if you're in that trade and your target's here, you'd have taken profit anyway. And then there's the buy. Back into the buy. Next target is, actually there isn't a target because which is something we've got to deal with. I'm not sure how to deal with this yet. And the fib levels I've got to go into extension because we'll run out of fib levels. So it's quite funny. But you've still got the same pattern. Rally, congestion, sell, buy, bit of a pullback, and that's because, and here we go at 6 o'clock in the morning UK time, sell, another buy, and then it's kind of, you see how it's tailing off. In fact I've spoken about this in another video where you see the market tailing and you should stay out after a big rally like this. You know, it's been going on for days and you've just got to realise it's got to correct. So that means it's got to come back probably halfway of that rally, probably back to the 78.6 market, because it's well overbought. If it starts getting above the 100%, it's well overbought, and you need to be aware that it may turn around, and it does show a lot of signs. You see the way that the Hurricane loses, see it's like really strong Hurricane, and then it loses power there and starts showing this strange line there. You see that? So it's a really smooth curve, and then suddenly it starts getting a bit wiggly. Shows there's less power in the market. Okay, this is nice and choppy, so let's have a look at this. Can you trade this? Of course you can. Okay, congestion, sell, buy. First target, this fib level. Does it make it? Yes. There's now no trades on there. There's a second, so the second target is there. It doesn't make it, yes, but it does actually pull all the way back. So if you took profit there, or the other way to do it is, of course, what I like to do is I like to put my stop inside the entry, which is a bit of a shame. Stop inside the entry, which is, if it's got that candle back here, so it might stop out, in fact, in profit. So I probably want to, there's two ways of doing it. You either took your stop inside the entry so that if it does come back like this and go crazy, then you're going to end up with just making a tiny profit. So congestion, there's a sell in there in the congestion. Here's the buy target, first fib level. Yes, we achieved that. There's another sell on there. Oh look, it's 10 o'clock at night. What a surprise. So there you go, there's that one there. That's 10 o'clock at night. So our next buy, congestion, sell, 10 o'clock at night, buy here. 6 AM, there's another buy. Does it reach its target? Yes. Okay, so if we're going just for the next fib level, so the choices are, in a choppy market, you want to stick like this. You want to stick to just trading to the next fib level. In a clear uptrend, you can trade to the fib level above it. That's basically the rules, I suppose, if you like rules. I'm not really a rule person. This is a really terrible market, so let's trade this. So where do we want to go with it? Well, first thing is, again, back to look at the way it trades between fib levels. So basically, if you get a sell signal on this candle, aim for that. Your target could be there or there, depending on where you entered it. First fib level, and there's your second target, it's the second fib level. And then we've got a buy. Where's your first target? Well, it's too close to this fib level, so probably here. Oh look, it made it. Then there's a sell. Because it's a ranging market, you can do this kind of trade, but there is congestion, and then a buy, a bit of weirdness, and then a sell. That we call that congestion. Here's 10 o'clock at night. You can see the big move there. There's congestion, then a buy, which just goes into a bit of congestion because there's a sell here. So if you took that buy there, you would make a small profit, but actually your target would be here, to the next level. It's a sell down to the, so here you've got a sell, and your first target is here. It does actually make it the second one. So what you can do is actually enter a trade. So another way of doing it is like this. So you enter a sell down to the first one, take profit. Then you enter a second sell to the second target. If it looks like it's going, second sell to second target with a short stop here, because you're going to cover the costs of that trade by the big trade that you had here. So you actually can't lose, even if it comes against you, but it doesn't, it takes profit. congestion, and then a buy. You see it's much more ranging market. There's no sell signal coming in first, which I prefer, but I could still take. Where am I trading to now? There's a buy up to here. Oh look, we took profit. There's a sell down to here. Oh look, we took profit. There's a buy up to here. Oh look, we took profit, and then extension, it carried on. So there's no trade signal. In fact, you could have just stayed in it. Oh look, there's a... Okay, now we've got our pattern. Congestion, sell, buy. Yeah? And we're in an uptrend, so we want to take the buy. Where's our target? There. Okay, and then it plummets down very high speed to the next fib level. What a surprise. Okay, but it's still a buy, so I don't really want to take a sell on it. Although it has broken through. I mean, if you took this trade and you did break through, you could hold it, but I'd just get out of it here at the next fib level. And we're going to go into a buy. So it's connection sell buy, and I'm afraid this one's a stop out because it just unless if you're targeting the next fib level, you could target that. But the problem is, you know that from looking at this, you probably ain't going to make it. It's just a ranging market, so you're stuck in there. So sell, you can't sell that because it's too close now to the fib level, because it's stuck in a ranging market, and it's Friday, and you don't want to do that on Friday. It's too painful. Okay, here we go. This is a bit of both, isn't it? It's amazing how August is really flat. So let's look at this chart. So just taking each signal as we come. I can't tell you with that one because I can't see before it. I'm not going to bother scrolling back. So sell, first target is here. Take profit. 10 o'clock at night, so you wouldn't be trading then anyway. Sell, first target is here. Take profit. Don't take that. Look. You see, it's in a sell. Although it looks like it's in an uptrend. All right, it's not. It's a ranging market. How do you tell ranging markets? Because they only go between. They just traverse between fib levels. They don't. Although it is actually overall bullish, it is just traversing between fib levels. So look at this buy. So we've got a buy there up to there, pulls back halfway, buy there up to there, doesn't even make it, buy there up to there. So you can see in a ranging market, you've got a double top there, really beautifully clear double top there and there. So you could take a sell on this candle, but it's 10 o'clock at night, so you wouldn't be taking that one. You could take a sell on this candle. It's really clear. Take a sell on this candle, very close to the target. It is again 10 o'clock at night. This must be, yeah, it's CAD Swiss. Okay, so we know the Swiss franc's very strong at the moment, so it doesn't really come to fruition. A very rangy market, and then we get congestion there, and then a buy. Remember and then a sell, which is our pattern: congestion, buy, sell. Take the sell on that one. You know it's going to go. There's the target, first target and second target. Look how it congests again, but it doesn't actually get a buy signal. It's just pausing for something, probably news, and then it just plows down, and then you take the profit out here. There's your target. So you're looking for going to the most logical next fib level. If you've got a ranging market, the first fib level after your entry. If you've got a market like this where it's actually trending, you just take sells, and your target is the next fib level. So here's the first fib level, there's the next fib level. It easily achieves the first fib level. It's nearly there anyway. Okay, and your stop would be here. Right, that's enough charts. Oh, that's crazy, isn't it? So again, same sort of thing, isn't it? Look, you're looking for, there's the buy, sell, 10 o'clock at night, so we don't trade it. So then now we're in a bit of a pennant. We've got a buy pennant in there. We're in a buy. And there's our buy signal. So we've got it's a bit of a mess, but it's there. To a sort of 6 o'clock in the morning, again, there's a buy signal. It is no coincidence that at 6 o'clock in the morning, okay, the markets are trading in the way that they're trading. Yeah. It's because we're heading into London market open. So if you get a signal at that time in the morning, they're going to be pretty reliable. In fact, this signal was very reliable. Look, there you go. Anyway, there we go. So again, if you were staying in the trade here and you saw that red one, you just close it because it's got a bearish signal, so that means it's going to hang around for a bit. Again, 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh look, there's a signal about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's a buy signal. What a surprise. And there's the first target, there's your second target, and it hits it. Bam. Cool. So I hope that's really clear. Just to summarize, I like this congestion, and then so in a bearish market, a congestion, I get a buy signal, then a sell signal. I like signals at 6 o'clock in the morning, generally 6 or 7 in the morning UK time, heading into London Open. Any signals about that time are going to be probably good for the day. Alright, I'm sorry if you're in another part of the world and you have to get up early, but you just get yourself in a good position to trade. I don't know what time some people actually get up at, like silly o'clock, I suppose. One more signal. Let's just pick any old chart. What am I looking for? Okay, there's a bit of in an uptrend, big uptrend here. So there was a W there. That's another thing you can look for. W's and M's. There's a nice M. There's a kind of M there, but it's a bit of a mess. That's a sign of a reversal. Okay, so in this case we had a 6 o'clock in the morning. Look, what a surprise. There's my signal. So congestion, there's a bit of congestion there. Sell, 6 o'clock in the morning, here's my signal. Buy. Alright, where's my first target? There. Second target, here. That's it. This is really simple. Okay, so let's find 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, what a surprise. Here's a buy signal at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so my target is actually, it didn't make it to the second, but he's ploughing into the downtrend. So really, I'd kind of like to stick to downtrends. Let's look at the next day. 6 o'clock in the morning. It does make it, but it does pull back quite heavily. So actually, you would take that trade and see the buy and close it. Don't ever keep a trade on if you've got a signal going the other way. There's another signal later at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Surprise news time. There's your signal. It's a nice breakout of there. First target is here. It doesn't really make it, but you do close with a profit on that candle. This is a bit more of a messy chart, to be honest. What is it? GBP CAD. Sterling is a bit volatile at the moment. Sterling is always volatile. It's just more volatile at the moment. Okay, so that's really it. So look, there we go. Congestion, buy, sell. What time is it? 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So check it with your charts. This Hurricane Forex Indicator is only $50. You can get it from the MKO4 market. Just go to hurricaneforex.com. I also reckon you should join trading. There's a link on hurricaneforex.com. You should follow that link and join and pay a bit of money out for some education. There's a great thing I use. Let's see if I can pull it up for you. Don't even know what that is. So let's see. This is it. It's called forexsignals.com. Use the link from my website. It just helps us out a bit because we get a bit of a commission. And they have they've got a couple of guys there who are both professional traders and are really, really good. And they have a depth of the market knowledge you just do not have. Trust me. They will tell you things you'd never even thought of. They've also got a prop trading system. I'm just doing this at the moment. Obviously, I'm nearly done with it. I'll complete that next week. So that's it. It's been great talking to you. It's hurricaneforex.com.